All right, welcome back to the Elias Macco Show. Now, students over at John Abbott College are making history. They've made history in French. 9 students headed to France to participate in the prestigious French literary contest, Le Prix Goncourt des Lycéens. They were the only English language institution in North America to take part. The competition, organized by one of France's biggest bookstores and the French Ministry of Education, and those students from John Abbott College were among 50 other classes of students aged 15 to 18. To tell us more, let's go to Daniel Rondeau, who's professor and coordinator of the French department at John Abbott College. Professor Rondeau, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So tell us about last week. Tell us about this Prix Goncourt des Lycéens. For those of us that don't know what it is, tell us more.
Actually, the students have to read the 16 books that are in list for the Goncourt, the regular Goncourt, but they have only 2 months to read those 16 books and then vote for their preferred one.
And how does an English CEGEP manage to end up at this event? It seems like it's hard to do, and I think it's more so hard for an English institution. How'd that happen?
But there's only one institution in Quebec that can participate per year, and so we filled the information, and we hope that we will be picked. And we were picked. So
how did it go? Tell us about what happened last week.
So we arrived last Sunday, and there was on Monday there was a regional deliberations. So we were in the regional of Paris with 12 other students. And our student Kamila was picked afterwards to represent the international schools at the national deliberation on Thursday.
Gotcha.
So she was the only one from outside of France to the deliberation.
Wow. Okay, so that's impressive in and of itself. And then from there, they select a winner. How does that work?
Yeah, exactly. From there, it's like electing a pope. They enter a room and they don't leave before they have a winner.
Gotcha. And then so you did quite well to be the only non-French team to make it that far.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's because Kamila is quite a fabulous student.
Gotcha. And why don't you tell me about the students? So 9 students. Tell us about these students at John Abbott College.
Yeah, those 9 students were actually we passed an announcement to recruit some students, and we hoped for 5 or 6 interested, and then suddenly 9 students showed up. And at the beginning, we thought that only French students will be interested, and well, they were from everywhere, but almost none was French. Only one actually.
So of the 9, only one was francophone?
Yeah, but those other were francophones too, but they speak other language like English, Spanish, or anything.
Gotcha.
Presently, Kamila is with me, and she was there, and she speaks Spanish, French, and English.
God. Wow. Okay, so let me ask you this, right? Because I hear very often that post-secondary English institutions are contributing to the Anglicization of Quebec, and the Quebec government is very, very concerned about what's happening on the island of Montreal. What do you say to that, knowing about the group of students you took to France? How do you respond to the notion that post-secondary education in English contributes to some sort of linguistic downfall?
Well, it depends on the students. Actually, it depends on. But my role here is to make sure that French is used and will be used by students in English school, and those students will show that it can be possible.
We are with Daniel Rondeau, a professor and coordinator of the French department at John Abbott College. He's just returned from France, where he went there with 9 students from John Abbott College that competed in a prestigious French literary contest, le Prix Goncourt des Lycéens. So, Daniel, just on the students' fronts, the students that they're studying they're studying French literature at John Abbott College.
No, actually, but I can. Maybe Kamila, that is with me, can answer that question.
Oh, so yeah, if she wants to come on, that's fantastic. I didn't know that
she's right by me.
Hi, Kamila. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
Listen, I love this. I love having a little surprise here, and I'm happy that you're with Daniel, your professor, Professor Rondeau. Tell us about last week. How'd it go?
Oh, it went really well. It was really an amazing experience for all of us to exchange with French students and see how similar and different we are from one another.
And why did you want to compete?
Personally, for me, it was really to get back my passion for reading. And, really just to read more.
How tough was this? Because, you know, reading more is one thing. Reading the amount you had to read for this competition is another. How tough was that?
Oh, it was really intensive, but it was doable. At the end of the day, I think I would do it again 1,000 times, and I do not regret anything.
I'd love to know from your perspective, your thoughts, you know, because CEGEPs, I've spoken to the heads of CEGEPs a few times over the last couple of years about Bill 96 and how it affects institutions. What's your take on post-secondary education and language? You're studying at John Abbott College, an English institution. So what are your thoughts on all of how the language debate ends up at CEGEPs and universities?
Personally, I don't really know, because in my friend group we speak English and French. So for us, it doesn't really change anything.
I hear that a lot, right? That students your age are using both languages interchangeably. Anything you want to share about the experience in France? What's one thing you'll take away from your time in France?
I'd say is how different we are, because in the choice of books, we had books here that weren't really interesting to us. For example, there was a book about immigration that really touched us as much as it touched them over there. It was really more of a bigger subject, especially talking about the situation des migrants they have there. Yeah, I think that's the main difference I can see. Well,
congratulations to you and your fellow classmates, and to Professor Rondeau for heading to France and doing us proud. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, take care. That's a Kamila student who went to France last week with John Abbott College, and Daniel Rondeau, the professor in the French department at John Abbott College. When we return on the Elias Macco Show, we're going to take a look at Kamila Udwe. A 95-year-old document could derail the city's plan to close it to car traffic. We're going to speak to the executive director of Mount Royal Cemetery about it next.